Episode 8, Overcoming Overheads. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us as we explore the fighting game genre. One of the most frustrating obstacles players face in fighting games is the inability to react to overhead attacks in time to block. We're not talking about the classic jump-in, high-low 50-50 mix-ups which reward you for setting them up. We're talking about certain ground overheads which are very easy to just throw out. These overheads are supposed to be slow enough to block on reaction in order to compensate for not requiring a special setup to use. Sometimes, though, even these moves feel too fast. The obvious solution would be to sit in training mode and let the dummy mix between multiple recordings of overheads and lows. It may help a bit, but you'll still have a hard time reacting in a real match. Maybe this game is just badly designed? Maybe my reactions are just too slow to play this game, or any fighting game. Such frustrating thoughts stem from expecting to find a simple solution to a complex problem. It's very tempting to think about overheads only in terms of startup speed, and about your ability to react to them as static. I can never react to Milia's 19-frame 6K, usually react to Soul's 24-frame 5D, and always react to Kai's 28-frame 5D. But as Mike Tyson once said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Alright, Justin's hanging on to that meter, but now one more hit and he's still got that V-trigger. Easy confirm into critical R. Oh my god!
A second.
And then the reset.
One mix-up.
Actual matches pose chaotic conditions.
Where did all the life go? What happened? Wait, I blinked. I blinked and all of a sudden Smug won that round. What happened?
During a tournament match, you may be tired and nervous, and your mind is busy thinking about 10 different things the opponent may try to do. So even the best, most well-rested players sometimes get hit by Faust's 25-frame 6H overhead. First of all, don't hold on to simplistic expectations for complex situations, and don't get angry if you get hit by something you shouldn't have. Expect these things to happen sometimes, force yourself to move on, and focus on the rest of the match. So what can we do to improve our ability to react to these overheads? Once we realize our ability to react is not static, we can approach this problem in a completely new manner. It's much easier to react to something when you expect it to come. But during a match, we need to think about many different things. If we only focus on reacting to the overhead, we'll do worse elsewhere. Each overhead that bothers us should be approached as a unique problem to solve, with 7 different attributes to explore. Our goal is to understand when it can be used, and when it can't be used, so that we can minimize the time we spend thinking about it. 1. Remember the ranges. As soon as the overhead can't reach you, it should stop occupying your mind. Or maybe the overhead can reach, but the low moves can't, so you can just block high without fear. You can even utilize mechanics like faultless defense to push the opponent into this range where only one option reaches. 2. What normals can be cancelled into both a low and an overhead? You don't need to worry about blocking the whole chain. After knowing the cancel options, being on the defense will not be as overwhelming. 3. Analyze the overhead's animation. How easy is it to differentiate from other moves? What visual cue can you use to recognize it? 4. The overhead's reward influences when the opponent is more likely to use it. If an overhead leads to small damage mid-screen, and big damage in the corner, you should expect it more while cornered. And if it requires resources to convert into big damage, you shouldn't worry about it when the opponent lacks resources. 5. The overhead's risk influences when the opponent is more likely to use it. If an overhead is punishable on block, the opponent will use it as an emergency measure to turn the tide against a big life lead. 6. Be mindful of the opponent's habits. In long sets, you may start recognizing when the specific opponent likes to throw overheads. 7. Can you escape both the overhead and the low with an option select? Compare the startup frames of the overhead and the low. If one is noticeably slower than the other, and the faster one cannot be delayed, then you can practice on switching from high to low block, or vice versa, in a specific timing that will cover both options, without actually reacting. Maybe there's another option select that you can use to avoid the situation altogether. You should ask veterans to show you which general and match-specific option selects exist in the game. One of them may be able to help you. When you encounter an overhead that gives you trouble, take the time to explore it properly, and over time, it will become much less of a problem. In the next episode, we'll offer our own take on a loaded question. Is Smash Bros. A fighting game? But more importantly, why do people care so much if it is or isn't? What even is a fighting game anyway? Until then, take some time to think about what we presented. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe for more episodes. 何が出るかな